Hello guys, I'm back with some breaking news that I know most of you didn't expect. But I told you from the very beginning, the Indiana Fever just pulled off the biggest upset of the season. That's right. Indiana went into Atlanta and shocked the Dream in a game nearly everyone thought would go the other way. But not me, I called it. Earlier this week, I told y'all the Fever had the tools, the momentum, and most importantly, the fight to get it done. And let's be honest, the Atlanta Dream have always shown cracks. I told you before, they were mentally fragile, they were soft, and when the pressure hit hard, they would fold like a cheap chair. And what happened? Exactly that. They couldn't handle the pressure, they got tight down the stretch, and the Fever took full advantage. That's the difference between a team that's desperate to win and a team that's just hoping to survive. Now, let's talk about the hero of the night, Lexi Hull. Man, Lexi came through with a clutch game-winning spin, the steal, and the finishing touch that sealed this massive upset. That's grit. That's pure heart. That's the Fever proving to the entire league that momentum is real, powerful, and impossible to ignore. Remember, Indiana wasn't supposed to be here, right? They weren't supposed to win without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, with half their roster banged up and exhausted. But that's what makes this so monumental. This is a team playing for each other, for their cause, and for their pride. And don't overlook the bigger picture. Becky Hammon has already been out here complaining about the playoff format. Why? Because she knows what's coming. She knows if Indiana keeps this momentum alive, her squad could be next. Trust me, nobody wants to face a team that has nothing to lose, but everything to prove. That type of momentum is dangerous. And right now, Indiana has all of it. I can't even explain how ecstatic I am, both as a fan and as someone covering this team. Everyone counted them out. Everyone said they were done when Clark went down. But look what just happened. They're moving on. They're battle-tested. And when you've been through hell and back with injuries, setbacks, and non-stop noise, you come out sharper, hungrier, and more dangerous than ever before. This is why I always say, you can beat talent, you can beat hype, but you cannot beat momentum. That's exactly what Indiana proved tonight. So here we are, y'all. One step away from the semifinals, one step closer to the WNBA Finals. And I don't care what anybody says, the Fever have a very real shot at winning it all this year, even without Caitlin Clark, even without Sophie Cunningham, even without their stars. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Dream, they just weren't built for this moment. They cracked, they folded, they weren't ready. And when the lights got brightest, they completely broke. But you know who didn't break? You know who stood tall? Aaliyah Boston. Give it up for her, because she delivered big time. Aaliyah, you absolutely did that. Hold up though, before we dive deeper, let me grab mine real quick. We're celebrating tonight, straight from the bottle, no chaser. Cheers, y'all. Because this right here, this is what it's all about. A statement win. A complete, all-around Indiana Fever win. Everyone counted them out. People saw the injuries, the struggles, the setbacks, and said the season was over. But here we are, standing tall, still fighting. Second round, baby. The road ahead won't be easy, but we don't care. Whoever steps in front of us, bring it on. We'll take on anyone. This is what resilience looks like. This is what belief looks like. And this is what family looks like. Indiana Fever, you earned this. Congratulations to the squad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hyped out of my mind right now. I feel like I could run straight through a damn brick wall. Let's break this game down. Let's give these ladies their flowers. And let's keep this unstoppable energy rolling. Because the Fever aren't done yet. Final numbers. The score ends 87-85. For most of the game, it was a Kelsey Mitchell show, no doubt. But when the fourth quarter hit, the whole squad stepped up. Odyssey Sims came alive. 16 points with clutch buckets exactly when it mattered. Aaliyah Boston, quiet most of the night, but when she turned on, she gave 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's a complete stat line. She was the difference maker when we needed her the most. And here's the thing about Aaliyah. When she flips that switch, when she decides enough is enough, she's simply unstoppable. They bully her every single night. But when she pushes back, when she gets aggressive, she becomes a dominant force in this league. That's exactly what Indiana needs to keep moving forward. Lexi Hull chipped in a crucial 10 points. Important ones, too. Natasha Howard added 12 of her own. And don't forget Michaela Timpson, just 3.5 minutes of play, but she still grabbed 5 rebounds. That's hustle. That's impact. That's team basketball. Everybody had their fingerprints on this win, and that's the kind of collective effort that gets you through playoff battles. Odyssey Sims especially stepped up when we were in scoring droughts. She hit timely shots that flat out kept us alive. That's veteran presence. That's toughness. And let's be real, this wasn't some easy environment. But Indiana didn't just survive. They thrived. And now they're moving on. Atlanta was at home. They had the pressure. They had the expectation. And what happened? They folded. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle 6 Indiana players banged up. They couldn't handle the noise. They couldn't handle the grind. And I'll say it right here. If Caitlin Clark was on the floor with this group, we'd be holding the trophy at the end of the season. Yeah, I said it. If CC was out here, the championship parade would already be planned. But let's talk about Aaliyah Boston. Phew. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and not a single turnover. 0 turnovers. That's an elite, all-around performance. She's been bullied. She's been pushed. But tonight, she gave it right back. And you know what? Every single time we've beaten this team, it's been because AB flat-out outplayed Brianna Jones. Don't get me wrong. Bree is good, but she isn't Aaliyah Boston. She just isn't on that level. Now, Lexi Hull, my goodness. If you're looking at the box score, you completely miss a story. She had 10 points, a couple of steals, a couple of rebounds. But let me tell you something. Her defense on Ryan Howard is the real reason we're even talking about advancing. That game-sealing steal? That was Lexi Hull, baby. The intangibles. She's always around the ball. Loose balls, scrappy plays. Lexi is in the mix every single time. That's winning basketball. And Natasha Howard, she delivered just like I said she needed to. 12 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, and she played Naz Hillman tough all night. Yeah, Naz got her 10 rebounds, but Tash set the tone. She battled. She hustled. She did the dirty work. Now I gotta give respect where it's due. Jordan Canada was a flat-out problem tonight. 18 and 10, hitting those wild scoop layups that had me pulling my hair out. She was hooping, no question. And Alicia Gray, 19 and 12, came ready to battle. I'll give them their flowers. But at the end of the day, it still wasn't enough. Stephanie White, Coach Steph, you had me sweating. I don't know why Shaw Petty got so many fourth quarter minutes, but I'll forgive you because you pulled the right switches late. You went defensive with Brianna Turner, and she came in contesting everything, switching onto guards, making life tough. That was a gutsy adjustment, and it absolutely paid off. This was a true team win. Aerial Powers brought energy off the bench. Odyssey gave us buckets exactly when we needed them. AB anchored us, and Lexi did the dirty work. Everybody played their part. The refs? Straight up trash. Atlanta was hacking all night and getting away with it. But guess what? Didn't matter. We fought through it. Final buzzer sounds. Fever advance. We're the only lower seed moving on. You counted us out, but here we are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. And let me tell you something. Y'all better pray Caitlin Clark doesn't come back. If she does, league over. Indiana Fever basketball. Baby, let's go. Caitlin Clark reacted to the Fever win, too. As soon as the game ended, she posted about it. And Aaliyah Boston, Aerial Powers, Brianna Turner, and Sydney Colson all reacted after the game. Aerial Powers wrote, "Talk to us nice." Sydney said, "Semi-Finals, us." Brianna Turner said, "We didn't come this far to only come this far. Shout out to our group. It truly takes a village." And Aaliyah Boston, "God is great all the time. Go Fever girls." And on to the next. This is awesome. Just look how united this team is. Ari McDonald stepped in and made a real impact. Sydney Colson kept the group connected, keeping the core locked in with her leadership and personality. They're playing for her, too. But above all else, they're playing for the anchor, the face of the locker room, the ultimate competitor, the Michael Jordan of the squad, Caitlin Clark. Everything starts and ends with her. And don't forget Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer, the one who brings that grit. They're playing for Sophie, too. Every single time these women lace up, every single time they hit the hardwood, they've got a cause. And I'm telling you, it's going to take an unbelievable amount of energy and toughness for anybody to beat them right now. I'm calling it. I'm picking the Fever to win it all. Because when Aaliyah Boston shows up, when Caitlin Clark returns, when everybody locks in together, this Fever team can beat anybody in the league on any given night. What we're witnessing right now is unreal. Truly unbelievable. The last 2 games, some of the best basketball we've seen all season. The second half of the last one was fire. And tonight's matchup, start to finish, was competitive, close, and ridiculously entertaining. I was in the chat with 500 to 600 people, and for first time in a long time, nobody was complaining about sloppy play. Everyone was locked in because it was genuinely great basketball, and that's what made tonight special. This wasn't about luck. This wasn't about calls. This was about players coming together. Injuries all over the place, doubts from everywhere, and yet they pulled together as a unit and proved everybody wrong. That's what a true team is all about. And tonight, they got the job done. So tell me what you think down below. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Huge win, massive moment. And I can't wait to see where this story goes next. I'm out. Until next time, thanks for rocking with me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
This group is just really special. I mean, we say it pretty much ad nauseum, but it's like the resilience, the flexibility, the welcome and inclusive nature of this team